Hey friends, my name is Deidre.
Callum.
This is Callum. And we are from, well, I'm from the San Mateo County Libraries. He is from my house, my family. Okay, so friends, we're gonna do an experiment today for our summer STEAM camp series. Now real quick, we did wanna let you know, are you reading a lot this summer? Hey, wait, are you reading a lot this summer?
Yes.
What are you reading? You read lots of books about athletes and sports? Mm-hmm. What about, do you ever read books on the computer?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things do you like to read on the computer?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
You like to read that? Okay. So when you read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I think you read it with Daddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that on Hoopla?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We're going to use Hoopla today. So, Callum, we got an experiment. You want to tell them, what is it called?
Clown in a jar.
Clown in a jar?
Cloud.
Oh, cloud in a jar. Good, because I was wondering how you were supposed to put a clown in a jar. I thought that was going to be like a really horrible science experiment. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make a cloud in a jar. This is called atmospheric science. Sleepy science. Yes. Atmospheric science is science in the sky, right? The atmosphere? Okay. Now, what are we going to need for this today? You want to show? Okay. We have 4 ingredients. So if you want to try to do this at home, you can. Hold up. You got to show it over here, buddy. What's the first one? What's the first thing we need?
With a lid.
A jar with a lid. Okay. What other? We don't have the other one right now. It's still in our freezer. But what's the other thing that they need?
Water.
Well, ice. And then we're going to need some water. So, hey, real quick. We got about maybe like a half cup of water, and we're going to heat this up. So you want to be careful with that. What's our weird final mystery?
Hairspray.
Hairspray. So jar with a lid, ice, water, and hairspray. We're going to use that to make what?
A cloud in a jar.
A clown in a jar.
A
cloud in a jar. Okay. All right. So let's see how we're going to do this. First, we should read about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the best way to learn anything is to read about it and then to do it yourself. Okay. We're not gonna, sleepy, what? Okay. So are we gonna read like a whole entire book about clouds? Probably not. Okay. Friends, we're gonna show you a book on Hoopla. And Hoopla is one of the things that the library has, that if you have a library card, you can read a book through Hoopla on your computer or a tablet or a smartphone. And what did you say you like to read on Hoopla?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So you can find them there, and you can also find this book there. Let's check it out. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen with y'all so you can see. We're going to check out Cloud or Fog by Kelly Doudna. We're not going to read this whole book. It's kind of long. We're just going to read the section that we need for our experiment today. So we're reading a portion of Cloud or Fog by Kelly Doudna, and this is done with permission from Abdo Publishing. Like I said, we're not going to do the whole thing. Okay. Cloud or fog? Do you know the difference? You're about to find out. Okay, a cloud is made up of tiny droplets of water, and they float in the air. Do you think there's just water floating in the air like always? Maybe?
No.
No? You don't think so? Let's find out. Okay, well, fog is also made up of tiny droplets of water, and fog is, what does that say? Fog is what?
Fog is made up of tiny droplets of water. Fog is a cloud on the ground.
Fog is a cloud on the ground. So check that out. You can like walk around in it. Is there a lot of fog near where we live?
Sometimes.
Sometimes there is, right? Especially if you go over to like Half Moon Bay, they get a lot of fog. You can see the water droplets. They all bunch together and they form clouds and fog. Dude, Mr. Sleepy, okay. Maybe this experiment will wake you up. Okay, now this part's important. The sun warms the air during the day. And so what happens to all the warm air? It rises. And what does it say right here? It says it cools off as it rises, right? Because it gets colder when you get further away from the ground. Cool air can't hold as much water vapor, but air also contains tiny bits of dust. What else? Not just dust, but pollen and like air pollution, all those gross things.
Cat hair.
Cat hair, yeah. And water vapor turns into droplets around the dust. So see, a little piece of dust and then the water's like, okay. So then the droplets form a group and it gets bigger and bigger and you see a cloud when there are enough droplets. And fog also happens when water vapor forms droplets. Sometimes the air near the ground cools and it becomes too cool to hold the water vapor. That's when it becomes
Fog.
ta-da. Okay, that's as far as we're gonna get with this book today. If you'd like to find out more, again, use your library card, go to our website, smcl.org, find out information about Hoopla, get on it, and you can finish reading Cloud or Fog by Kelly Doudna. All right, sleepy man. You gonna be awake enough to make a clown in a jar with me?
Wow.
A cloud in a jar, sorry. Okay. All right, this is what we've got to do. So if you want to do this at home, here's how you recreate the steps. Again, we're gonna need a jar with a lid, ice, water, and hairspray. So about how much water is this, did I say?
About half a
Half a
cup.
cup. So you see our microwave is right here, and Callum's gonna put it in there for 1 minute. That's to make sure the water is nice and warm. Okay, so he's turning it on for 1 minute. While that's happening, can you go get the ice from the fridge? Okay. So Callum is going to get the ice while our water is heating up. You might need to have a parent help you out with this part, okay? Or just at least make sure you have full permission before you do it, okay? Callum is coming back with the ice. Now, remember we talked about how in the book they said that the warm air starts to rise, and what happens when it starts to rise? It gets cooler. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do all of that in here. Where's the water gonna go first when the water comes out of the microwave?
It's gonna go inside the jar.
We're gonna put the hot water inside of the jar. And then what are we gonna do with the lid? Are we gonna screw it on nice and tight? Make sure the water can't get out? Oh, we are? We're gonna screw it in nice and tight. Oh no, we're not gonna screw the lid on. Oh, we're gonna just lay it on top like a little tray. Why does the water need to be like or the lid need to be like a little tray? Just lay it on top, Callum. What are we gonna put in the little tray lid? Whoa. Check this out. Okay, so this is legitimately hot water. How can you tell this is hot water, Callum? Because it's steamy, right? You gonna pour it in?
Mm-hmm.
Extra carefully, make sure not to hurt yourself. Pouring that water in all the way. Now we have about half a cup. Because we have kind of a big jar, you might need a little less. So Callum said we have to lay this on top. And what's happening right away? What do we see happening inside?
Starting to get all steamy.
Yeah. So now we're gonna take our ice. Can you stop messing with that? Can you help me get the ice out? What are we doing with the ice? Oh, okay, don't get that, that's fine. What are we doing with this piece of ice? Just take one. What are we doing with the ice, Cal? Where did we put it?
I'm gonna put it.
We put it in our little tray on top. And that's to help it, just like we did in the book when it said that the warm air rises to meet the cool air. So we made the warm water meet the cool ice on the top. And what's happening on the inside? Cal?
Getting all steamy.
Yeah, and we're seeing those droplets of water vapor, the condensation. You're gonna wait for about 30 seconds and let the air rise and then the cool air, and then we're gonna add something to it. So you remember in the book they talked about the dust and how there's dust in the air, and and you said, what did you say was in the air? Steam and other things that make us sneeze. Cat hair? Did you say cat hair? And pollen. Sometimes air pollution. Sometimes those things get in the air. So here's what we're gonna do, friends. Callum, lift that lid. Very quickly. Gonna do a quick spray and put it back in. Boom. Okay. So we just put a spray of air pollutants back inside, and we're gonna wait about another 20 seconds. And what do we see forming? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna lift this up to see y'all. What do we see is starting to form inside?
Fog.
Yeah, do you see it like swirling in there? It's starting to get all cloudy and like milky white. And do you remember in the book, they talked about what happens with the water vapor. What does it do around the pollutant, the dust in the air? It goes like this. Can you hold up your fist? So this is a little tiny speck of dust flying in the air. The water vapor goes, comes around it. And then when all those water droplets have something to stick to and they all meet together, they form a cloud. Okay, it's probably been about 20 seconds. Callum, can you do the honors? Can you lift off the lid and let's see what comes out? That, friends, is our cloud in a jar. What does it smell like? Smells like the hairspray. Okay, so we learned a little bit about atmospheric science today. Again, if you would like to do this, friends, all you need is a jar with a lid, some ice, some water, some hairspray, and lots of yawning. Okay, and you too can make a clown in a jar. Cloud in a jar. All right, friends, if you would like to join us for some summer learning, we have summerlearners.org is the place where you can find out about how to earn $1,000 scholarship just for reading this summer, okay? You keep reading, you get entered into a raffle. That's for anyone, babies on up to age 18. And if you want to take a picture or share what you're doing with part of our STEAM camp, you can share that with us online at #SMCLCreates. All right, friends, again, this is Deidre with the San Mateo County Libraries, and this is Sleepy Callum. Thank you for joining us today, friends. Have a good day.